G'day everyone, welcome to another CSBP Fertilisers Market Update. I'm Grey Johnston and joined this week by our Supply Chain Manager, Jonathan Hams. Hello Hamsy.
G'day Grey, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Now, since I caught up with Ben a couple of weeks ago, we've had a little bit happening that is pertinent to global fertiliser markets. We've had Israel in conflict with Iran, and then we've woken up this morning to hear President Trump announce that there is in fact peace in the Middle East. How has that all related to what we've seen in the world of global nitrogen over the couple of weeks? Clearly, probably that has a bit of impact on those nitrogen markets.
Yes, for sure, Grey. It's certainly been a big couple of weeks, and given the sheer volume of urea that comes out of the Middle East, it's had a huge impact. What's happened in the publications from the 12th to the 19th of June, we'd seen $60 US increases in spot prices, so that's sort of 90 Aussie. And over the post the weekend with the US bombings of Iran, we've seen pretty much another $30 movement. So what we've seen is the availability of spot cargoes has dried up. Some producers have basically they've gone to ground to sort of reset. And if you're buying in the spot market, it's the best part of $100 US higher than it was with limited availability. So it's certainly shaking things up.
Okay, so clear message there on if people were trying to scramble in the market to secure more cargoes now, they'll be challenged. And we've heard some noises to that effect coming out of the east coast of Australia.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'd seen, prior to the Israel-Iran conflict, we'd been offered spot cargoes in the west, on the back of the east being dry. A number of players have taken those up, so WA is fully supplied. We're well supplied. Supply on the east coast, I'm not sure. But if you're trying to buy spot cargoes today to replenish the warehouses, it'd be tough to secure them and very expensive.
So turning our attention then to what that means for supply in Western Australia, we caught up with Ben last time. He sort of said it's all happening, ships are on their way, warehouses are full. Is that the same story?
So this week we've got cargoes, we've got a cargo unloading at Kwinana now, we've got another vessel, so our final full vessel arriving latter part of this week, and we've got ships disporting at Albany and Esperance. So we've got all of our full cargoes arriving before the end of June, which has taken a power of work from our works managers, customers getting product in and out to have it all arriving by the end of June. So there is stock everywhere, but it's taken a lot of work to get there.
So that's a positive message to see. We're not looking at the Straits of Hormuz to see if ships can get through there.
You're right, Grey. All of our product is essentially just about in WA. If it's not in the warehouses, it will be by the end of next week. So the stock is available for growers as per forecast.
That's good news to hear, and it's ended up being sort of a very large urea season for us compared to recent years.
The 25 season will be our largest ever import season. As I said, all product arriving before the end of 30 June, which is great. And also within the last week, we've seen the GWA estimates come out. It's a crop of over 9 million hectares. So all things being equal, it should be a very, very big nitrogen year. Majority of growing areas have received solid rainfall in the last couple of weeks. Demand is very, very high.
It's positive. So at CSBP, we've moved to an allocation approach. We call it the nitrogen allocation plan. For the last sort of set of our volumes, we're really providing that first right of refusal to those customers who provided early commitment and then provided an early forecast to help support our urea import efforts that you just spoke to. So we've still got product available and encourage any farmers out there who are seeking to secure their final urea volumes for the year to get in touch with your local account manager.
Oh, for sure. And the other thing to point out is we've got great stocks of Flexi-N. We're manufacturing at Esperance and Geraldton and also at Kwinana with good tank levels. So for July and August top-ups, there's good stocks of Flexi-N at all locations.
So that's a pretty comprehensive summary of what's happening in nitrogen. We know also that it's coming up to the end of financial year. There is also some activity in global phosphate markets, and we have some opportunities for customers who are seeking to secure pricing for the 2026 growing season. Are there any messages out of global markets that might feed in there?
Since WA finished the exporting and pricing of the phosphates that we're selling for this season, we've seen spot prices move by about 110 US a tonne, which is just a massive increases, and this has been prior to the Israel-Iran conflict. So 110, that equates to retail prices north of $1,300 a tonne for an MAP equivalent, which is significantly higher than they paid for use this season. So I'd talk to your account manager and see what opportunities exist.
Yeah, we've got a limited volume available still for customers, particularly those who are able to pay cash now prior to 30 June. So yeah, certainly some opportunities there. And then anything else that's worth touching on, Hamzy?
Well, probably just very quickly on potash at the end. It was mentioned a couple of weeks ago, growers need to expect to pay more for 2026 potash that they're using. Sort of circa 10% of the world's potash is exported out of Israel and Jordan, sort of in that hotspot. So we're continuing to watch the potash situation very closely, but it will be a higher cost input for 2026.
Okay, so some clear messages there on nitrogen, on phosphates, on potash. Anything else we should be updating the market on?
Oh, I think that's enough, Gray. Thank you.
Thank you, Hamzy, for your time today, and thank you all out there in Fertiliser World. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
This podcast is provided as general information only. The content of this podcast is not a recommendation and has been prepared without taking your objectives or circumstances into account. Before acting on the content of this, you should consider its appropriateness to your circumstances and seek independent advice.